you can't make someone love themselves. You can't make someone love themselves. As sad of a realization that is, you can't write down on a piece of paper exactly what that person needs in order to become completely accepting of themselves. You can't tell them beautiful so many times to where they think they are beautiful. You can't make people love themselves. You can help them, but you can't solve that problem for someone else. And today I wanted to talk about self-love and what that means to me. And maybe this will help you in one way or another. But this is kind of a road you gotta walk down yourself. And I'm still working on myself. I'm still practicing radical acceptance of who I am and who I appear as in every moment. Not just in my good times, but also in the bad times, just completely and radically accepting myself. But it's a process. And I don't know. It's all opinion based. Everything I say, especially on this channel, everything I say on here is for me. It's for me in the way of I would like to help people in whichever ways I possibly can. If that just means that you have a slightly better day than you did yesterday, that is my only intention. But that is for me, because no one's asking me. This is for me. And originally I made this channel because of self-love and because I wanted to take myself to that next level of radical acceptance. And this is why I'm here today. And it would be selfish to say that I do this for everybody else, because I do this for me. And hopefully, I can do it for other people as well in the future. But right now, this is just for me. This is to see how far I can get and to see how well I can do talking about the things that I do. And I know some of these things that I talk about touch a funny bone, for sure. But I think they are important discussions to have. And I'm going to talk about my self-love journey today. So I feel big emotions. I wouldn't say some people are more emotional than others. But I feel big emotions. I've always felt really big emotions, especially growing up. When I'm happy, I get really, really happy. When I'm sad, I get really, really sad. And it first started with that. It first started with accepting the fact that I felt big emotions. Accepting the fact that that is a part of who I am. And when I would feel these big emotions, I would let them take control over my body and over my actions. So when I would get upset, I would say things that I didn't mean to. When I would get sad, I would go to unhealthy coping mechanisms, substance abuse, and I just wanted to have control over my own body. I didn't want this anger to send me into a spiral of doing things that I didn't want to do. It was like someone that I didn't know. It was like someone I didn't even recognize. Like, why would I do those things if I don't want to do those things? And these big emotions did that for me. They would take control over my actions, and I began to realize that. I was like, why do I let myself go when I get angry? Why do I say these things when I get angry? And it was first accepting that that's a part of me. and accepting the fact that I do feel big emotions, and that's okay. And I do react to big emotions, and that's okay. All those mean things I said, all those times I've cried, I love myself for every version of that. And I started learning how to express my emotions in a healthy way. And when I say a healthy way, it doesn't seem super healthy when you like talk about it, but it is. I learned that it's best to not keep your emotions inside. And I think over my childhood or something, I was conditioned to hold things inside, and I finally realized that, and I was like, when I get angry, I need to express that. I don't need to lock myself in the bathroom. No, I need to express the fact that I'm angry and solve that anger and make myself feel better, but I'm not going to get any better if I just lock myself into the bathroom. If I say rude stuff that, like, doesn't align with who I am. And so, first and foremost, I learned to express my emotions. So when I was angry, instead of saying something snarky, I would communicate to whoever it was that I was angry about, or whoever I was angry about, or whatever I was angry about. I would make myself express that in the moment and stop caring about what other people think about that. I started calling people out for the things that they did that upset me. And not in a way of like saying something that's rude and condescending. No, it was more of communicating that I feel angry. And that's all I needed. Not a snarky comment, just a I feel angry about this. And oh my god, you guys. This was so life-changing for me when I finally realized that it is okay for you to express emotion. If you have big emotion, that's okay. You need to express that. You don't need to hold it in. You need to express that. So when you're feeling sad, tell someone that you're feeling sad, not in a way of like, oh my god, my life, but in a way of like, I feel sad. I feel upset about this. And not hiding away, not hiding the fact that you feel big emotion, but rather accepting the fact that that is something going on inside of you. And it releases so much once you just get that the initial words out of your mouth. It's like, oh, that helped me so much. It helped me so much. And I have to thank obviously myself, because I did it for myself, but I also have to thank my boyfriend, because he was such a big reason why I got so far along with this, because he was like, you just need to tell me. Like, if you're upset, you need to tell me. If you're angry, you need to tell me. Like, these are things that you don't need to keep inside. These are things that you need to experience fully, and then let go of. And so, I learned how to do that. I learned how to communicate my emotions in a way that wasn't destructive. I moved on to being able to handle my emotions in a way that I've never been able to before. I can see myself when I start to spiral, and either I walk away from what it is I'm experiencing, and if I can't walk away, then I'm going to feel what it is that I'm experiencing and feel the emotions that come up after I've experienced whatever is upsetting me, and I go on with my life. It's either seeing it coming, seeing yourself start spiraling and doing something immediately, seeing it like as soon as you start to see yourself spiraling, just doing something about it immediately, something healthy about it, like even just sitting on your phone, even just sitting on reels or even on, watching a YouTube video. If you don't feel well enough to take deep breaths and give yourself affirmations, then it's okay to just calm yourself down in whichever way you possibly can. And once again, like I said at the beginning of this video, this is completely dependent on you and what works for you, because something that's going to work for me might not work for you. But I learned that removing myself from the situation, if I can't get myself out of the situation, then letting that wash over me and being able to express what it is that I had experienced. And this helped me so much with my insecurity about my emotions, because I saw it as a superpower rather than a weakness. Like, it's pretty amazing that I get to feel such big emotions. And that really took me to the next level of my self-love journey. And from there, I realized that as much as you want to think that people care about what's going on inside your head, they don't. This is kind of a sad one. People do care, but they also are focused on what's going on in their life. And that's okay. And kind of the next step that I went with this is that I was always insecure about, speaking up and saying stuff that would upset people. This is something I still work on. Believe me, I still work on this. I get quiet sometimes, and I don't want to communicate when I feel nervous. But realizing that most people don't care helped me so much. Most people really, they don't care about what you're interested in. They don't care about what you have to say. And of course, some people do care about what you have to say. And some people do care about your hobbies and things you like to do with your life. But it's never going to be the same type of care than you have, because it's your life. And of course, you're going to care about what's going on in your life so much more than what other people are going through. If you're a people pleaser, I would even beg to say people pleasers, which I have those tendencies. I say that people pleasing is selfish, and you are doing it for yourself. Obviously, you've been through something in your childhood that made you the way that you are, and you don't intend to hurt people when you people please, but you do. It is a manipulation. But realizing that people don't notice all that much. People don't care all that much. I was talking to my mom today. I was like, this is a little bit of a soft spot. I'm gonna say it though, because I don't care. I see a lot of older people that have serious insecurity problems where they don't want to have their pictures taken or whatnot. And it's like, I told my mom, I was like, what do they have to lose? People don't care about how you looked in that picture. People don't really care about how you were talking about your hobby afterward. People don't care about the misstep in your words. People don't care about that stuff. People genuinely don't even notice half of the stuff that you're so conscious about. And this is what I realized, especially with talking, because I was always I'd always talk about something that I wanted to talk about, and then I would stop myself if someone didn't seem interested. And I was like, no, they're not going to be that interested either way. So I'm going to talk about whatever it is that I want to talk about. Talk about things with no reward, with no response. And these are my favorite people to talk to, too. The people that, could go on for days, because they don't necessarily care whether or not you're super interested. They're talking about the things that they want to talk about, and that's okay. And I learned to start doing that. When I want to talk about something, I'm going to talk about it. And I don't care who's listening. I don't care if someone's interested or not. I am interested in what I have to say, so I'm going to say what I have to say. And that also took me to the very next level. That's why I'm sitting here right now. And finally, trusting yourself. The third kind of big step I took, I'm going to steps, this is just general. Obviously, it's a number of different things that you can do to have a better relationship with yourself. Spending time alone, noticing foods that you really like, or places that you really enjoy, like really paying attention to things that bring you joy, and try to harness that and bring more of that into your life. But like I said, it's different for everybody, but these are just kind of some big pointers that shifted me in a new direction. The last kind of big thing that I did was to have trust in myself. Like, trust myself just as much trust as I would someone I hold very dear to my heart. To truly trust myself and what I think is right in the decisions that I make. And realize that even if I make the wrong decisions, I'm still going to love myself for it. I'm still going to forgive myself, and I'm going to love myself for it. And it was trust in the way of, like, I'm putting my trust in you, in myself. I'm putting my trust in you to make sure that you're taking care of your body, to make sure that you're washing your face every single day. I'm trusting you. And I feel like a good amount of the time, I am such a procrastinator sometimes. And it was hard to gain any sort of trust with myself, because I would make promises to myself, I would make deals with myself, tell myself to do certain things, and I would never do them. And I feel like this harnessed so much, like, anger to myself. Like, why do I keep promising that I'm gonna do these things if I'm not actually gonna do these things? And it was like, I need to trust myself. Like, I need to make commitments to myself. Like, I should trust myself more than I do anybody else in this whole world. Why can't I trust myself to do basic tasks? Why am I over-promising on things that I can't over-promise on? And then feeling bad about myself, like I'm not good enough, or I'm not doing enough, or I'm not being the best version of myself that I can be. And I started bringing in habits into my life that were non-negotiable. I'm talking about, I put this in my head like this. I was like, these things you have to do. It's like birth control. You can't, it's like medication. Like, you can't do, like, I'm trusting you to do these things. And this is just as an important thing as anything else. This is just as important as if you made a promise to somebody else. When you make a promise to somebody else, at least for me, when I made promises to somebody else, I would hold those. I would always make sure I'd follow through with my promise every single time. But then when it come to myself, like, oh, I want to go try out this new place, I would never go. I would never, I would tell myself, oh, I'm going to shower tonight, and then I wouldn't shower that night. Or, oh, I'm going to do my hair, but I didn't actually do my hair. And I learned that you don't need that. You don't need that. Don't make promises to yourself that you can't keep. Make promises to yourself that you can keep. And I started doing this. I started making promises to myself that I know, but that I knew for a fact that I could keep. And that I would keep keeping. And so, with time and doing these things repetitively, I found so much more trust within myself, and therefore love. Because I was like, I can provide for myself. I can provide the affection that I crave from other people for myself. I don't need other people to make promises when I can make a promise to myself, where I can completely and totally trust myself to do the things that I want to do, and not have this sort of separation, like, oh, this is like the person that I actually am, these are actions that I'm actually taking, and then here's me, the person that doesn't want to do this stuff, the person that wants to do better, like genuinely, like deep down wants to do better, but then I still end up seeing this other version of myself, and it's loving both of them. It's loving both sides of yourself and saying, I want to be more of the version of myself that spreads love and light, and that takes care of myself, and that praises myself and makes myself feel good, and I don't have to rely on a single soul because I have all I need right here and being your own love of your life. And that is how I essentially ended up here. I was like, I need to promise myself that I'm going to do this. I don't care if anybody's listening. I don't care if anybody's watching. Obviously, I appreciate and, I pay attention to, what's going on the audience side. And I would love to make this my sole job is just to help people and to talk to people that, need a little cheering up. That's my only intention with this. But the reason I started this was for myself, was so that I could do something I felt proud of and make a promise to myself that I'm going to be posting every single day. No exceptions. And giving myself a place to be without judging myself, without stopping what I'm doing or changing who I am because of what other people say. Today I got a pretty interesting comment on one of my videos. If you've made it this far into this video, congrats, you're fucking awesome. You deserve 10 gold stars if you made it this far. But, it's pretty nasty. I won't say nasty. It's I got a comment. I probably shouldn't have said nasty. I got a comment, and it was someone kind of telling me that, why should anybody listen to what I have to say? I'm not asking anybody to listen to what I have to say. I'm not asking anybody to click on my videos. I throw the hashtags in there because I want to find the audience of people that do want to hear what I have to say. I want to find the audience of people that I can communicate to, and we can find new ways of bringing each other up. And I have so many countless ideas for this channel and for myself and for the community of people I hope to find through these videos, people that find worth in my words, because I find worth in my words. And I'm doing this so I can radically accept myself, and so it would be wonderful if I could also find a group of people that also accepts me wholly and completely, and we can lift each other up, and we can have a very kind, loving community of people that like to hear what other people have to say. And I don't know, it just caught me off guard. I saw this comment, I was like, dang, that was like really kind of mean. I got a little sad there, and I was like, dang, maybe I should just delete my whole channel. Like, gosh, I was like, no, this is one person, and they clicked on my video, a video about, like, self-love and stuff, so, like, that person probably needs it more than anybody else does, and that's not going to stop. I'm not going to let one person or one comment stop me from radically accepting myself. I'm going to accept the hate from other people. I'm going to accept whatever it is that comes my way because I'm presenting myself authentically, and I'm not perfect, but I love myself, and I love who I am, and I would love to help others love themselves as much as I love myself, and hopefully love myself to a whole nother level, because I'm still a little bit of a people pleaser, but I love myself. I love all my little weird quirks and stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much my message for today. Kind of a heavy topic and a long ass video. This video is almost 30 minutes long. Rough. Anyway, hope you guys have a blessed day. Much love.